How you doing? This is Joe Rossi from the YESS Training Barbell Club. We are a professional strength conditioning and skill gym for fighters, and we pride ourselves on being the real-life Rocky Balboa gym. My thoughts on CrossFit, the first thing that comes to my mind is I really do think it's great. I think CrossFit's great. Anything that puts people in the gym under a barbell and caring about exercise and competing, in my book, it's just a great thing. What's the alternative? I don't know. Sitting on your ass and doing nothing. So, right away, I think CrossFit's great. And I think for the general population, it's great because, again, you get a multitude of experience from all different forms of exercise and training. And there's a lot of great coaches and gym owners who own CrossFit gyms, and I've had the opportunity to meet those people, and I think very highly of them. And listen, like anything in life, there's shitty restaurants and there's great restaurants. There's shitty gyms and then there's great gyms. And there's shitty CrossFit gyms and then there's great CrossFit gyms. But, to make the generalization that CrossFit is shit, I think that's unfair. Now, also, too, it's very important when you're going to a CrossFit gym to make sure you're going to a CrossFit gym that has a coach there. Not a business owner, not a guy who's just using CrossFit as a form of, like an entrepreneurial investment. You want to make sure you're around a coach who's going to know how to coach you along, teach you, guide you, and also manipulate your training so that it works for you. That's a very individualized thing, but that's what coaches do as opposed to, certified personal jerk-offs, But now where I draw the line with CrossFit is using CrossFit as a form of training for fighters, for MMA, for boxing and whatnot. You gotta remember, CrossFit is a sport in itself. And I'm not a big fan of using a sport to get in shape for another sport. The very nature of a sport is specialized. So you're going to need specialized kind of training. Sure, can you make a validation for CrossFit getting you in shape for boxing and MMA? Absolutely. Does that mean it's optimal? No way. Not optimal at all. The very nature of CrossFit is high in volume. And, the rewards are, so random. And, the one thing that I always think about, even myself as a coach, when I'm sitting down and writing a training program, it's not about writing a training program just to make it hard. It's taking into consideration the needs of the athlete that I'm working with. And even in the sport of boxing, from one boxer to the other, you're going to have specific needs. And how I train one boxer may be entirely different on how I train the other. Same for an MMA fighter. So, you need specialization within your own general training, the gym, under a barbell, conditioning, in order to improve. So your training is either bringing you closer to or further away from your goal. So with that being said, if you walk into most CrossFit gyms, again, you're going to get a lot of volume. You're going to be tested, and you're going to really be thrown into a group of people who are competing, for the sake of competing under a barbell. And most of the time, not all of the time, my fight team, our fighters, and fighters in general, you don't want to be competing under a barbell all the time. Your competition is the ring, the cage, and the mat. There are many workouts. Most of your workouts are going to be geared toward building your weakest links in order to improve the overall. That's the most important thing, I think, as a fighter and as an athlete that you need to focus on, as opposed to just doing shit to compete against others in a sport that is based on exercise. So the methodology and the mentality is completely different. And at the end of the day, if you're blasted from your training sessions outside of the ring and you're walking into the ring not prepared and you're walking into the ring not recovered, then the very training that you're doing is taking away from your main goal, which is to compete and win in the ring, cage, or mat. There's many other things that come into consideration that I might not be thinking of at this moment. If you have questions, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And this is not a CrossFit bashing video. This is me, a strength, conditioning, and skill coach for fighters, speaking my mind on my thoughts on CrossFit when it comes to the general, which I think is great, and then when it comes to the specific, when it comes to the sport of boxing, my sport, and the sport of MMA, my sport, and what I put my ass on the line every day as a coach, that's where I draw the line. My name is Joe Rossi, and we are the Yes Training Barbell Club, the Real Life Rocky Balboas, and you can catch us on social media. Check us out. www.yessbarbell.com. More to come. Keep checking back. Thanks very much.